All right. So are you ready for a story that's like way more twisted than anything you're binge watching?
Always up for a good story. What have you got for us?
Okay, well, we're going to unpack this play, The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde.
Ah, Wilde. He was a master of satire, wasn't he? So sharp and witty.
It's crazy how relevant this play still is like over a century later.
It really is. It's all about appearances and social masks, which is so true today, too, right? Like with social media and everything.
Totally. Okay, so imagine it's like right now, present day.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
We've got this guy, Jack Meridian.
Jack Meridian, got it.
He's living this total double life.
Ooh, juicy. Tell me more.
So in the city, he's like this super suave guy.
The man about town.
Yeah, exactly. He goes by Ernest there.
Ernest, huh?
Interesting choice. And he's always like jet setting and posting these amazing pics on Instagram.
Living the dream, at least online.
But here's the thing, back in his small hometown,
There's a catch.
he's just plain old Jack.
So like a Jekyll and Hyde situation.
Kind of. But the reason for this whole charade,
I'm intrigued. Why the double identity?
he's invented this younger brother.
A brother. Okay.
And this brother's name is, you guessed it, Ernest.
No way. So he's Ernest in both lives, but totally different people.
Exactly. And Ernest, the brother, is always getting into some kind of trouble.
A scapegoat sibling classic.
So Jack has to constantly rescue him.
Ah, a convenient excuse to escape his real life.
It's brilliant and totally ridiculous at the same time.
Wilde was a genius at that kind of thing.
Now, Jack's got this friend.
Okay, bring on the friend. What's his deal?
Let's call him Alfie.
Alfie, all right.
And guess what? He's got his own little secret.
Two secretive guys? This is gonna be fun. What's Alfie hiding?
Alfie's invented a chronically ill friend.
Oh no, is he okay?
Oh, yeah, the friend's totally fine. He doesn't actually exist.
Wait, what? So Alfie's made up a sick friend?
Yep. It's his way to get out of boring social stuff.
Clever, but also a bit messed up.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
but now let's talk about the women in their lives.
All right, time for the love interests.
So there's Gwen, Alfie's cousin,
Gwen? Okay,
and then there's Cecily, who's like Jack's ward.
got it. Two women, two guys with fake identities. What could go wrong?
Well, here's where it gets wild. Both Gwen and Cecily.
Both of them, huh? Okay, spill the tea.
They're obsessed with the name Ernest.
The name Earnest. Seriously, what is it about that name?
And they both decided that they can only marry a guy named Ernest.
Hold on. So they're fixated on marrying someone named Ernest, regardless of who they actually are.
That's exactly what's happening.
That's wild. I mean, Ernest isn't exactly the most romantic name.
It sounds more like your grandpa's accountant.
Exactly. And that's where Wilde's genius comes in.
Okay, I'm listening.
He's making fun of how superficial people can be.
Yeah, especially about love.
It's like those dating apps where people swipe based on a photo.
Totally. But wait, it gets even better.
Ah, there's more. Lay it on me.
Gwen's got this mother.
Every good story needs a meddling mother.
Right. Her name's Lady B, and she's like the ultimate snob.
Ooh, I bet she's a real piece of work.
Oh, she is. She judges everyone based on like their family background and how much money they have.
Classic social climber.
Exactly. So when Jack wants to marry Gwen,
He has to go through Mama Bear, huh?
he has to like go through this crazy interview with Lady B.
I gotta hear. What kind of questions does she ask?
Oh, she grills him on everything.
Everything.
Like his family history, his income, even his Instagram followers.
No way. She asks about his Instagram followers. That's hilarious.
It turns out Jack was actually adopted.
Oh, wow. So there's even more to his story.
Yeah, and get this, he was found as a baby in a locker.
A locker, like at a gym.
You got it. A locker at this super fancy gym.
Okay, that's just bizarre.
It's totally nuts, right? But it also shows how ridiculous Lady B's values are.
She's so focused on appearances and status symbols.
She's like the queen of keeping up with the Joneses.
Absolutely. And poor Jack, trying to impress her with his made-up life.
So we've got double lives, name obsession, and a mother-in-law from hell.
It's a recipe for comedic disaster.
And it's only going to get crazier from here on out.
Oh, I can't wait. We've got fake identities, love triangles, and a meddling mother-in-law. This is better than reality TV.
Oh yeah, this is just the beginning.
So what happens next? I'm on the edge of my seat.
Well, remember Alfie's sick friend trick? He decides to actually pretend to be Ernest at Jack's country house.
Wait, so he's impersonating the imaginary brother. This is getting complicated.
And at the same
Of
time,
course, there's more.
Gwen shows up.
Gwen! What's she doing there?
She's determined to meet her dream Ernest.
Oh, no. So now there are two Ernests running around.
You got it. Two guys, both pretending to be the same made-up person.
This is going to be a disaster.
And to make things even worse,
There's more. Come on, you're killing me.
Cicely falls head over heels for Alfie, thinking he's Ernest.
Oh, wow. So now we have two women in love with the same fake guy? This is too good.
Like a Shakespearean comedy gone wrong.
Wild would be proud.
I know, right? Okay, so now we've got two fake Ernests, two love-struck ladies, and one very confused household.
And I bet Lady B is about to add even more fuel to this fire.
Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. But that's the story for next time.
You can't leave me hanging like that. I need to know what happens.
You'll just have to wait and see. But trust me, you won't want to miss it.
Okay, I'll be back. But you better deliver on the drama next time.
All right, so last time we left off with Lady B, like, walking into this whole Ernest mess.
It's the ultimate showdown, right? Two fake Ernests, two ladies who were totally smitten, and Lady B who is not about to let this slide.
I bet she went full-on Mama Bear mode.
Oh, totally. She was horrified. Like, not only by the lying, but by the fact that neither of these guys actually lives up to her standards.
Lady B's standards are, like, sky-high, though, right?
Oh, yeah, they're ridiculous. Remember, Jack's background is still a mystery, and Alfie's more interested in having fun than being like a rich businessman.
So did she, like, try to shut the whole thing down?
Oh, she absolutely did. Tried to drag Gwen back to the city, threatened to cut Alfie off financially.
No way.
But here's the twist. Gwen actually stands up to her mom.
About time someone put Lady B in her place?
I know, right? Gwen refuses to leave her Ernest, even if he's not who she thought he was.
So she's, like, really in love.
It seems like it. But what about Cecily? How does she react?
Well, Cecily is maybe a little bit more naive.
She's younger, too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she's also totally fallen for Alfie, thinking he's Ernest.
She's been dreaming of this guy for years.
And now she's found him, or at least she thinks she has.
It's a classic case of mistaken identity.
So now we've got, like, this standoff. Two determined women, two guys who are in way over their heads, and Lady B fuming in the background.
This is getting good. So what happens next? Spill the tea.
Well, Jack finally cracks. He can't keep up the Ernest act anymore.
The pressure's getting to him.
He's got to come clean. So he tells everyone the truth. There is no brother named Ernest.
The truth bomb has been dropped. How does everyone take it?
Gwen is crushed. Remember, the name Ernest was like everything to her.
She built up this whole fantasy around it.
Yeah, and now her whole world is, like, shattered.
It's heartbreaking, but also kind of funny when you think about it.
It is kind of funny. What about Cecily?
Cecily's more practical, I think. She's more interested in Alfie himself.
So she doesn't care as much about the name.
Right, but she's still hurt that he lied to her.
That's understandable.
Totally. So now the engagements are probably off. Everyone's reeling from the truth.
It's total chaos.
Yeah.
How does Wilde even resolve this mess?
Well, remember Reverend Chasuble? He pops up to perform the christenings.
Christenings. Wait, are they getting christened as adults?
It's a desperate attempt to win back their fiancés.
That is desperate.
But then Lady B overhears Reverend Chasuble talking about Miss Prism, Cecily's governess.
Miss Prism, the one who found Jack in that gem locker.
The one and only. Turns out Lady B and Miss Prism have a history.
What kind of history?
Well, years ago, Miss Prism worked for Lady B.
Okay.
She was taking care of Lady B's baby nephew.
Wait a minute, is this going where I think it's going?
Buckle up. Miss Prism accidentally switched the baby with her manuscript.
She what?
She put the baby in a gym bag and the manuscript in the baby carriage.
A gem bag.
Yep.
Seriously?
Yeah, and she left the baby at the gym.
Okay, that is wild. And this baby was...
Jack.
No way.
It's true. Jack is Lady B's nephew.
So he wasn't abandoned. He was just misplaced.
Pretty much. Which means he's actually Alfie's older brother.
This is insane. So Lady B is suddenly okay with Jack.
Oh yeah, now that he's family, he's totally good enough for Gwen.
Wow, what a plot twist.
Yeah.
But wait, there's still one more thing?
I'm sensing another bombshell.
What's Jack's real name?
They have to dig up some old family records.
Don't leave us hanging. What's his name?
Are you ready for this? Jack's real name is Earnest.
You're kidding. He was Ernest the whole time.
The irony is amazing.
This is better than any soap opera I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So Gwen's probably freaking out, right?
She's ecstatic. The name she's obsessed with actually belongs to the man she loves.
Talk about fates. And Lady B.
She's thrilled. Gives her blessing immediately.
So we've got one happy couple. What about Cecily and Alfie?
Don't worry, they work things out too.
So everyone gets a happy ending. All thanks to a misplaced baby and a gym bag.
Only in an Oscar Wilde play. But there's one last little twist.
Oh, come on, there's more.
Remember how much Jack hated pretending to be earnest? At the very end, he says he's realized the vital importance of being earnest.
Wait, what does that even mean? Is he serious or is he joking?
That's the question Wilde leaves us with. Is it important to be truthful, or is it all just a performance?
Deep thoughts for a comedy.
Wilde was a master at that. He makes you laugh and think at the same time.
It's pretty amazing.
It is.
Okay, so we're back, and I'm still reeling from all the twists and turns and the importance of being earnest.
It's a lot to process, right? All those mistaken identities and the family secrets. It's like a puzzle that keeps getting more and more complicated.
And just when you think you got it all figured out, boom, yeah, another twist.
Wilde was a master of keeping the audience on their toes.
But you know what's really interesting to me is how relevant this play still is today.
Oh, absolutely. Even though it was written over 100 years ago, it's still so relatable.
Like, we might not be worried about having the right calling card etiquette.
But we definitely still feel the pressure to fit in, to present a certain image to the world.
Totally. It's like everyone's trying to create their own version of Ernest online.
That perfect curated persona, the one that's always happy and successful and has the perfect life.
And just like in the play, those facades can crumble pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, one wrong post, one awkward encounter, and suddenly the illusion is shattered.
So what's the solution? Should we all just like delete our social media accounts and become hermits?
I don't think Wilde is saying we need to completely disconnect from society.
Okay, good. Because I kind of like Instagram.
Me too.
Yeah.
But I think he's encouraging us to question those expectations we put on ourselves and each other.
To be more aware of the roles we play and to be more genuine.
Exactly, because trying to be someone you're not is exhausting.
And it can actually prevent you from forming real connections with people.
Because true connection comes from authenticity, from being vulnerable and letting people see the real you.
So maybe the real importance of being earnest isn't about having a certain name or fitting into a certain mold.
Maybe it's about embracing your true self, even if it's a little messy or imperfect.
And who knows, maybe that's when you'll actually find the people who truly get you.
Like Jack and Alfie, they finally find happiness when they stop pretending and just be themselves.
So it's a comedy with a really powerful message.
Absolutely. Wilde was a genius at making you laugh and think at the same time.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the importance of being earnest.
It's been a wild ride full of laughs and insights.
If you haven't read the play yet, I highly recommend it. It's a classic for a reason.
Wilde's wit is just timeless. And who knows, maybe it'll inspire you to embrace your own earnestness.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive into something fascinating.